I almost hated Naruto. I only started watching it around June of last year, but I remember the first couple episodes were pretty rough. There was a lot of really poorly written, cheesy love triangle crap between the three members of Team 7, and the whole system of chakra was really vaguely defined. It was kind of cool to see some of the little skirmishes here and there, but there weren't any real stakes in the first 6 or 7 episodes. Once the group made it to the Land of Waves and encountered Zabuza, it started to get interesting. The tag team move between Naruto and Sasuke where they threw the giant shuriken was pretty cool, but overall I was underwhelmed by the action. At this point, I was very acclimated to the over-the-top superpowered brawls from Dragon Ball and My Hero Academia. Kakashi's Sharingan sort of caught my attention, and I wanted to know how Haku's ice mirrors worked, but the action was slow compared to what I was accustomed to, and I was getting bored of all the Japanese words I couldn't understand. Genjutsu? Chunin? And what the hell is a Kekkei Genkai? I was about to give up on the show before even making it to the 20 episode mark. But then, this happened.
Chakra.
Okay, now I'm hooked. What the hell was that? I honestly believe that Naruto has some of the best transformations in shonen, period. And this is for a lot of reasons. Most notably, in the case I just outlined, the transformation looked cool, it felt organic, and it made me want to keep watching so I could learn more about it. This first transformation, the Nine-Tails Chakra Cloak, which I will be now referring to as the Zero Tail because no tail actually manifests, is just how Kishimoto tests the waters. It was his way of telling the viewers, hey, I've got some really cool stuff I can do with this character. There's potential here. Keep watching. And I did keep watching because of it. What I like so much about Zero Tail is that it's subtle. Naruto's eyes, teeth, and nails change, but that's it. He definitely looks more monstrous, but only a little bit. He pulls out the Zero Tail form again very briefly in his fight alongside Sasuke in the Chunin exams. But it isn't until later when Naruto manifests one and then two tails during his fight with Sasuke that his chakra cloak becomes more like that of the Nine Tails. The orange energy mimics the ears, feet, and tails, and of course, Naruto runs on all fours, adding more detail to the fox imagery. There's a gradual but distinct escalation of both power and appearance, which is fantastic in a visual medium like manga or anime. We understand that the more Naruto looks like the Nine Tails, the more of its power he gets to use. It's a great way of keeping track of power escalation for the viewer. Much like how Super Saiyan 3 is stronger than Super Saiyan 2, Three-Tailed Chakra Cloak must be stronger than the Two-Tailed Cloak. That's what I love about these Nine Tails forms, specifically all the forms that Naruto uses up until his fight with Pain. See, we see him use the Four Tails Cloak against Orochimaru near the beginning of Shippuden, and this theme of increasing monstrosity is in full effect. His humanity is literally stripped away as his skin peels off to reveal the devilish blood-red chakra of the Nine Tails beneath. His appearance is now uniform. He isn't a regular kid with some tails made of chakra. He is a being composed entirely of chakra. The ears and tails seem much more like a part of him. This idea is pushed to its limit in the second half of Naruto's fight with Pain, as he gains 5, 6, 7, and 8 tails. We see him get bigger, his teeth get sharper, and his nails get longer. He grows a fox skeleton over his chakra body, and his rampage increases. As Naruto tries to peel off the seal of Kurama's cage, he manifests muscles, eyes, and a tongue. He is literally becoming the Nine Tails. I love this set of transformations for a lot of reasons. Its progression is well-paced and satisfying. When Naruto busted out two tails to fight Sasuke, I wasn't bored or impatient for him to pull out all 9. When he manifested 4 tails against Orochimaru, I was completely content with the immense display of power we got. The ridiculous ability of the Kyuubi was something that I had a strong grasp on during each transformation. It never felt like I was being teased or shortchanged. and I really love the metamorphic element of this transformation. It feels like a transformation, not just a power-up. I like to compare it to Super Saiyan 4 or Godspeed. Both are actual physical changes instead of just palette swaps. Goku and Vegeta become these half-monkey men, and they look menacing and cool. Killua actually takes on the visual properties of a lightning bolt, and his abilities reflect that. I love all of the original forms of the Ninetales Cloak, but I don't love them nearly as much as I love Sage Mode. Senjutsu is probably the most well-written power set in all of Naruto. First off, its design is great. The idea that absorbing nature energy slowly transforms you into a being of nature just makes sense, and it allows for some really cool artistic choices. We see Jiraiya's Imperfect Sage Mode, where his face gets bulbous and warty just like a toad. This is a visual representation of how Naruto surpassed him. His transformation is subtle, his eyes shift to frog-like appearance, but the rest of him is still human. He is a perfect sage, a master of what his teacher could never fully grasp. And of course, the subtlety of Sage Mode contrasts sharply with the monstrous Ninetales transformations from earlier, which lead into why I love this form so much. Naruto is often criticized because he's not really an underdog. He's had Kurama inside of him since the beginning, so his accomplishments must be hollow. But Sage Mode flies in the face of that. Naruto trains hard and masters this new ability without any help from the Ninetales. He defeats pain and becomes the hero of the leaf all by his own efforts. The fact that Senjutsu is centered around the concept of stillness and peace is in direct contrast to the chaotic nature of the Ninetales. This is just another thematic way of showing that Naruto won this fight on his own. Now, my argument here may seem silly, as we all know that the Ninetales comes out to fight pain, but it really shouldn't be counted as an assist, seeing how it still came down to Naruto to defeat pain on his own, after Minato resealed the fox inside of him. Naruto beat pain in the end by himself, and that's what Sage Mode represents. Not to mention, it's better than the Ninetales Cloak because of logistical reasons as well. The Ninetales Cloak offered a huge strength buff, but it came at a big cost. Naruto couldn't choose when to activate it, and the more he used it, the less control he had over it. With Sage Mode, these weaknesses are greatly relieved. Naruto can turn on Sage Mode whenever he wants, provided he has a little time to prep and gather nature energy. And completely antithetical to the Ninetales Cloak, Naruto actually gets a boost to his senses and chakra control when in Sage Mode, making it easier to fight. But this awesome new form would soon be overshadowed by something even better. Kurama Chakra Mode is when Naruto directly taps into the chakra of the Ninetales for his own use and wields it with complete control. I really like how he first gained access to this form, using everything he had learned up to this point, Shadow Clones, Rasen Shuriken, and Sage Mode, to conquer the beast inside of him and finally make use of his abilities. And the form is awesome. I love the design far more than anything that came before it. When visually representing an increase in power, a lot of artists will show giant bulky muscles or a huge aura, but this form shows Naruto himself is made of energy. Not only does it look really cool, but the soft glow of his flaming figure tells us that he's gotten stronger without being overly flashy. That said, this form had the worst execution when it was introduced. When Kisame appeared out of the blade Samehara, I assumed we would get to see Naruto's new abilities in action, but as he leaped forward to fight, his foot got stuck in a crack in the ground. Really? Wow, okay, I guess this form isn't so hype after all. Of course, later we get to see Naruto make use of chakra arms, tailed beast bombs, and the like, but this super lackluster introduction always tinted this form for me. Now luckily for us, we get a fantastic moment later in the story, which more than makes up for any lost hype. Kurama Chakra Mode 2 is the perfect version of this form, when Kurama agrees to help Naruto in the fight against Obito and Madara. And hot damn am I glad he did. Seeing Naruto materialize the long cloak with a tall collar immediately makes us think of Minato, and Kakashi emboldens that vision by calling out, "Sensei?" It really does show us that Naruto has come into his own at this point. He's wielding an immense Hokage-level power that's only possible because he was able to make peace with Kurama. This is the same time that he generates the gigantic Chakra avatar of the Nine Tails, which goes to battle against the other tailed beasts, and it's glorious. This form really is just gratuitous, a flashy, fan-servicey amalgamation of all the visual cues we've come to understand as powerful up to this point. And that's more than enough for me. This form is awesome. With none of the drawbacks on control or preparation like in his previous forms, this is obviously the pinnacle of functionality. And he can even stack Sage Mode on top of it for a greater boost in power. Nothing could be better. Well, until Naruto meets the Sage of the Six Paths. So this form looks the coolest to me, but it's my least favorite in terms of storytelling. Let's discuss the parts that I like first. I love how it covers the lore of its name. This is Sage Mode, a type of Senjutsu, but it's not the regular kind you get from nature. It's a gift from Hagoromo. Because of this, Naruto can enter a special Sage state. See his eyes change here? Without any of the normal effects of Sage Mode. He doesn't get the red toad warping around his eyes. He's ridiculously stronger too. Here he sort of just slaps around a Ten Tails Madara, and he's not even using Kurama Chakra Mode yet. This form gives him access to the chakra nature transformations of every single tailed beast, which means awesome stuff like this lava-style Rasen Shuriken. And then he lights up Kurama Chakra Mode on top of this six-path Sage Mode, and we get that design I said I like so much. It's Naruto, but he still has that glowy effect I liked from KCM, but it's condensed, refined. It's like he was swinging around a big metal pole before, and now he's using a sharpened blade. The image of this form denotes a complete mastery over the Nine Tails chakra, as well as the chakra of all the tailed beasts. And I love the truth-seeking orbs he gets as well. These are great because they are completely unique to this form. No other shonen transformation comes with stuff. Typically, the character will get buffed, change colors, start glowing, but they never generate a weapon, especially not one that makes sense. Like when Goku goes Super Saiyan 4, his clothes change. It may look cool, but it doesn't make any sense. Why do his clothes change? Here, the jacket and the truth-seeking orbs behind Naruto are a manifestation of his chakra. They look cool and they have an explanation. As for what I don't like with this form, well, it's a Deus Ex Machina. Naruto does nothing to earn it. He has zero drawbacks to use it, and it's ridiculously strong. At least with KCM 2, Naruto had to form a bond with Kurama for it to work. Six-Path Sage Mode was a gift he got just because he was born as the reincarnation of Ashura Atsutsuki. It's unearned. It feels shoehorned into the story. I still love the way it looks, but it's sort of a low note to end this series of really well-written transformations. Oh, and what is it with adult Naruto in this form? When Naruto fights Toneri on the moon, he doesn't use Six-Path Sage Mode, but instead he just stacks regular Sage Mode on top of Kurama Chakra Mode. You can tell because his eyes have the red toad warping. And then in Boruto, he uses Six Paths power, we can see his eyes are free from warping, but the rest of him just looks like regular KCM. I don't know, man. It's really weird. I mean, the rest of Boruto is weird too, so if you want a video where I discuss that series, go ahead and click right here. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my analysis of Naruto's transformations throughout the series. I had a lot of fun making it. I really enjoyed combing over the anime and manga again to help with my thoughts on the topic. If you want me to do another one of these videos on Sasuke's transformations, just let me know, because I'd love to make one. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of the day. I've been Beware. Stay frosty.